Hello everyone. How does nature favor to raise the gross primary productivity while man tends to raise the net primary productivity? Answer. The energy in an ecosystem flows unidirectionally from one to the next trophic level. Nature functions in a way so as to benefit entities performing a specific activity. Plants conduct photosynthesis. It is the plant's primary activity as well as gross primary productivity. This activity in plants is dependent on the inputs and produces to its maximum extent with an increase in inputs. On the other hand, humans depend on plants. It is a part of their net primary productivity and is not a matter of concern for them if a specific plant has a low or high gross primary productivity. In the context of primary productivity, which ecosystem would be more productive? A natural old forest, a young forest, alpine meadow, a shallow polluted lake. Answer. An ecosystem which possesses more producers will be more productive. Young forests grow quicker than older and mature forests and hence are more productive in terms of primary productivity. The alpine meadows and shallow polluted lakes will be less productive since they have less number of producers and more dead matter. Explain how energy flow supports the second law of thermodynamics in an ecosystem. Answer. As per the second law of thermodynamics, every activity that includes transformation includes wastage of energy in the form of heat and rise in disorganization, excluding deep hydrothermal ecosystems. Out of the total power, photosynthetically active radiation, only 2 to 10% is absorbed by organisms involved in photosynthesis to produce organic matter. Furthermore, the energy is utilized in metabolic activities, to form food and in storing biomass, very less. Biomass or the trapped energy is passed to the next trophic level as per the Lindemann's law. 10% of the stored energy is transferred from one to the next consecutive trophic level. Answer the following questions. Write the outcomes of the following events. A. The consequence of eliminating all producers. B. The consequence of eliminating all entities at the herbivore level. C. The consequence of eliminating all top carnivore entities. Answer. A. It diminishes primary production in an ecosystem and hence unavailability of biomass to higher trophic levels. B. It would result in an increase in primary productivity and biomass of producers. Carnivorous animals, due to unavailability of food, will not survive. C. There will be an increase in the herbivore population, resulting in overgrazing and hence desertification. Name 2 examples of man-made ecosystems. Write their salient features which distinguish them from natural ecosystems. Answer. Examples of man-made ecosystems are farmhouse and aquarium. In these ecosystems, maintenance of biotic and abiotic components occurs through measures such as feeding, cleaning, adequate oxygen supply to fishes in aquarium, and irrigation in crop or farmhouse. In a natural ecosystem, abiotic and biotic components are maintained naturally such as the nutrient cycle, prevention of soil erosion, self-sustainability, reduction of threat due to global warming, etc. Explain the biogeochemical cycle. What is the significance of the reservoir in this cycle? With a reservoir situated in Earth's crust, give an example of a sedimentary cycle. Answer. The movement of nutrient molecules through different components of an ecosystem is known as a biogeochemical cycle. There are 2 types of nutrient cycles, sedimentary and gaseous. For the gaseous type of cycle, the atmosphere is the reservoir, nitrogen cycle, and for the sedimentary cycle, the crust of the earth is the reservoir, phosphorus cycle. The function of the reservoir is to be able to compensate for the deficiency that takes place due to the inequality in the flow of efflux and influx. Various environmental factors such as temperature, moisture in the soil, pH etc. govern the rate of liberation of nutrients into the atmosphere. The phosphorus cycle is an example of the sedimentary type of cycle as it moves from land and approaches the bottom of the seas and reverts to the land, whose natural reservoir is the crust of the earth. Phosphorus is contained in rocks in the form of phosphates. Soil erosion and weathering cause them to enter water bodies. Movements of the crustal plates lead to seafloor being uplifted and hence exposure of phosphates on the land surfaces. Weathering over a period of time liberates phosphates, which are softened in soil and seeped by plant roots. Herbivores and other entities attain this element from producers. Decomposition of dead organisms and waste products by phosphate solubilizing bacteria release phosphorus. Explain biotic components and abiotic components of the ecosystem with examples. Answer. The biotic and abiotic are two components which are interrelated in an ecosystem. Biotic components include different life forms in an ecosystem. Based on nutrition, biotic components can be categorized into autotrophs, heterotrophs, and saprotrophs, or decomposers. Abiotic components includes the non-living component of an ecosystem. Air, water, soil, minerals, sunlight, temperature, nutrients, wind, altitude, turbidity are few examples of abiotic components. What is the food chain? Explain the different types of food chains in the ecosystem. Answer. A food chain is defined as a network of links in a food web. It explains the flow of energy in an ecosystem. In this system, the producers are consumed by the predators, primary and secondary consumers, and then the detritivores, and finally by decomposers. When many such individual food chains occur in an ecosystem, it is collectively known as the food web. To some extent, both the food chains and food webs are similar to each other.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase me.